我に力を。我々はとうに嵐に踏み入った。守るべき者のために打ち崩せ。風が吹き、この一矢で十分。
千の珍奇を持って一心同期。落ち着いて。運気におかげるシャツじゃん。運気に代価に払っても。
That's a move? What? Welcome to yet another video of DPSs that shouldn't be DPSs. Today we've got our favorite, alive, Skyfaring Commission Ambassador, whatever that means, Tingyun. Now, I actually went pretty ham with her build. She's level 80 with pretty much max trace investment. She is one of my favorite characters and I use her all the time, so it was well worth it. If you set her up well, she can dish out some absolutely neck-breaking damage. Okay, I'll stop. Jokes aside, I actually think she's one of the most fun hypercarries to run of all these single target basic attackers, so I'm pretty excited to show you how it's done. I was kind of hoping to get a good run in Memory of Chaos 10, but the good news is I was still able to clear it after transitioning to an Asta hypercarry, but look at the state of my team. Then I thought, maybe I should try this fight for no particular reason at all. But you can see how that went. To make myself feel better, I gave Tingyun all the buffs in the world. Finally, I settled for the General's lapdog, Yanqing. With his current track record of a 0% win rate, this was my best chance. Just a reminder that if you're enjoying the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it a lot. We're almost at 10%. Anyway, let's talk about Hypercarry Tingyun, because this build is actually pretty fun. So I do think that Hypercarry Tingyun works better than Bronya and Natasha for couple reasons. Tingyun, first of all, can buff herself, which is huge, with her benediction and her ult. And unlike Bronya, because Bronya can't target herself with her skill and then get an extra turn, but Bronya can still do that to Tingyun. So there's also that. Natasha also just doesn't scale very well. Tingyun also has an A4 passive, which is the main reason people want to even run this build. It lets her get, 40% more basic attack damage, and then if you combine that with her ult, this is something unique to Tingyun. She has a 130 cost ult, but her ult restores 50 energy or 60 energy at E6, so I'll give you an example with my build. That's basically just having a 70 cost ult, but you get 5 energy when you cast your ult, so you have 65 cost ult, and she gets 5 energy on the beginning of a turn, so she's pretty much always going to have a 100% uptime on her ult buff. That was a lot to say all at once. I need a break. Now, for those of you wondering if you need to cast your skill on Tingyun, yes, you do. And I have a really good rotation. Of course, this is why we need Bronya, unfortunately, but it makes sense. She's a basic attacker that has no AoE. We need her to get as many hits as we can off. Asta's also a good teammate because we just go super fast, but fully buffed, like Tingyun will always have her ult and skill buffs up on her. She will be hitting between 25,000 to 40,000, and I've even seen upwards of 50k on weakness broken enemies without any other debuffs. So she actually does a really non-negligible amount of damage thanks to all her damage amplifications from her traces, her talent, like just herself, right? So her talent is actually cracked, and you'll see on screen why. That and benediction as well. 34k right there, that's really nice. But yeah, the rotation goes like this. You want Tingyun to go before Bronya, and you're casting Tingyun's skill on herself. After that, you're using Bronya to pull her up, So Tingyun doesn't use a turn when she doesn't use a turn of benediction when she uses benediction on herself. I hope that makes sense, but if not, let me know. So Tingyun skill, Bronya skill pull her up, then Tingyun attack. So that uses one benediction, and then Tingyun should be coming first on the next cycle too. Tingyun goes first. That's her second basic attack. Bronya pulls her up. Tingyun uses her basic. So in total, that's one skill, 3 basics. Bronya uses 2 skills to pull her up. I don't know why I made it so complicated, but you can kind of see the demonstration here. Sometimes I might mess up speed tuning, but yeah, the idea here is it lines up perfectly where you can use your skill before you get the Bronya buff. Buff? I don't even know what English is anymore, but yeah. Again, she is quite good at single target. You can definitely see that. Of course, she does struggle in AoE because she doesn't have any options. I do plan on making a Yukong DPS video, and I do believe of all the Harmony, she will be by far the best. Asta might come close. Asta has some good utility for herself as well, but Yukong is especially nuts because her ult does a ton of damage, and her basic attacks aren't that bad either because her talent amplifies them as well as increasing their toughness break damage, I believe. But yeah, that'll be for another day. Let's talk about how to build Tingyun. I actually think I might make a separate video or guide on how to build some of these odd damage dealers, because I feel like a lot of people are interested in knowing how I do it and how I go about it. But for Tingyun, basically all you need is, well, I say all you need, but Planetary Rendezvous is kind of our only Harmony option for light cones that amplifies damage. It does help if you have more lightning characters on your team. Bailu doesn't count, she's not really doing any damage. But yeah, Planetary Rendezvous for her is definitely the best right now. You don't want to use 4-piece Sizzling because it only lasts a turn and you're only using Benediction once every 4 turns. So it's not going to be too useful. Musketeer of Wild Wheat 4-piece is the best, which is what I'm running right now, because you get 12% attack, 10% basic attack damage bonus, and 6 speed, or 6%. So it's pretty loaded in that sense. If not, you can also run mixed sets of Musketeer 2-piece, Sizzling 2-piece, and Hackerspace 2-piece. Now, if you know what you're doing, 4-piece Quantum can also work for team. Oh, I guess crit rate body for sure. Speed or attack boots kind of depends on your team. Attack if you're using Asta, speed otherwise. Definitely go with lightning damage orb and an attack percent rope. You are getting your ult so frequently, and you're gonna have full uptime on the ult buff, which is just great. So we're wrapping up here, but I wanted to quickly talk about teammates. Asta is really good. Bronya enables this kind of hypercarry Tingyun to actually do damage and clear in respectable times. But yeah, Asta, Bronya, Pella is also great, but you really want to get characters that can also dump skill. Oh, well, isn't that a surprise? She needed to get revived. But yeah, you want characters that can use skill points. So Pella using skill, Asta using skill, all very good teammates for her. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I will see you next time.